Good morning. Hello, hello. How is everybody today? God, I love coffee. I seriously make it and I wait to have it when I go live. It's so delicious. How do you drink your coffee? Mine is black. Black. In today's mug, you are capable of amazing things. I think actually Wild at Heart mug literally fell out of the cabinet this morning. So I'm like, but unfortunately that mug isn't as big as this one and I really wanted more coffee. So I guess I'm wild at heart and I'm capable of amazing things. Those were the two messages I got this morning. And I also have shown up for you today as usual, bedhead, no makeup, authentically me, which is the topic that I want to start with today. Authentically in your truth. What does that mean to you? I'm just going to talk about what it means to me. Being really, really aligned with your heart and soul, and in every situation, parents, friends, coworkers, strangers, lovers, everyone. We have interactions all day long. And it is not that easy to be authentically in your truth. I have been working my way through this process over the last 50 years, honestly. But the last 10, the most has really happened for me. And I still, like just this week, I had a chance to use my teachings and my experience and wisdom in a situation with a family member. And for me, it stems with the fact that I was raised in a way where we weren't allowed to use our voice. So when I have an opportunity to speak to someone and I have thoughts or a way of being in the world that's very different from them, my work is in the presentation of that. And this is, again, my way of being in the world and my tools and the toolbox and the way, all of the training and the coaching I do is part of what I help my clients with, but I also help myself show up this way and handle these murky waters sometimes. And I had an experience where I'm still not necessarily authentically myself. And it's a fine line for me because I am letting my own heart and soul down in these moments as I navigate the murky waters. Anyway, long story long, it's hanging over my head now because I'm really digging into how to present myself to this person kindly, and in my truth at the same time, without needing her to be anything at all. But there's this fear. There's this fear of being accepted or reprimanded or literally disengaged from if I speak some of my thoughts or my truths. So anyway, wondering how you guys are doing out there. It's real easy for me to be in my truth on dates or in my love relationships, actually, and with most everybody in my life, especially the new people in my life, because I am me so hardcore now. But really, I'm sure you all can agree. The work is with being our highest truth with the people we've known the longest, because we've been set in our old ways with them, right? So, anyway, I'll keep you posted on how that goes, how I eventually show up in my highest. The other thing I wanted to touch on, oh my gosh, ghosting. Okay, so I've already mentioned that I'm dating, but what's really crazy to me is the extent of ghosting stories when I bring up the topic of ghosting that I get from people. And again, conscious dating coach, I'm aware that it's not about me. The people I talk to, they know it's not about them. It has nothing to do with that piece of it right now. We're really strong, secure in ourselves people, right? But it's just the phenomenon. There's two sides to it. How do we get ourselves into situations with people? How do we even attract in the energy of a person who is the type of person who ghosts? Like, number one, not that it's our fault so much, but I would hope as we expand and grow, our energetic field doesn't allow for this to happen, but yet it still is. And number two is, who are these people? Like, how do you, I mean, some of the stories I was hearing yesterday from a friend who's currently dating, it's mind boggling. But we're just fascinated more than anything at this point with, how do you say, oh my God, it's really awesome to meet you. I can't wait to get together, picking out the restaurant, like some of the things people say, and then you never hear from them again. Or you go on the date and everything's great. And I am not for 1 second saying you need to like be overboard or like do a dissertation. I mean, I've had that happen too, where a guy just decides to tell me everything and anything, he's feeling about why he doesn't want to be with me. That's okay too. You don't have to go into a lot of detail, but the whole like never speaking to someone again when you've had a date or when you've talked or something, like it's just seems like a really less than a human way of being in the world. And I don't know, this was just on top of mind this morning because of my conversations last night. We just laugh, we could write books, and I'm sure so many people, men and women, could do the same. But and to be clear, those of us who are being ghosted aren't like messaging and asking for more details or calling or doing anything like stalkerish, even though we're like fascinated with the human on the other end and what they're experiencing and why they can speak in a job setting, or they're successful businessmen or successful businesswomen, but yet they don't see the person that they had one date with as worthy of just a hey. Weird. All right, enough about that. I mean, it could come up again, who knows, but I'm not on any dating sites now, so if I do end up dating anyone, it's going to be organic, because in my heart and soul, I feel like that's how it's going to be anyway. And it won't be complicated, and it will all come together. So yeah, hold that for me as well. And I'll hold that for you if you're out there looking for love. What else is top of mind this morning? Oh, this weather. I'm loving this life today because it's going to be 85 or 90, which I love. But right now it's completely fogged in because it was 60, and the humidity's coming in. Might have some storms. I love weather, all of it, like the ups and downs of it, and storms. Full moon yoga tonight. I do have to be authentically truthful for a moment. I might go a little long today, but I have been in a really rough patch emotionally. A combination of things have really been weighing heavy on my mind. And, moments like this in my life really help me to get clear on how important it is to have resources internally and externally when you have rough patches. And it's reminding me to be sure to check in with my friends, to offer help, offer love energetically and actually real time, maybe more often than we think we need to. I am a very open and loving person, and I feel like I give a lot of love. But, maybe it's not enough all the time. So I am making my way through moment by moment sometimes, just, challenging my own thoughts is what I find sometimes exhausting because our old ways of thinking and old stories and patterns can be relentless because I am one strong, badass woman. And that can be powerfully uplifting as well as powerfully exhausting sometimes when it goes the other direction. So I am here today to say, whatever you're doing to help yourself through your hard times, if it's sipping a glass of wine because you just really don't want to think anymore every now and then, because the darkness can get really rough, or if it's just curling up in a ball on the couch and crying, that's okay too. Man, it's rough some days. So just give yourself a break and then know that the next day it could be better. It will be better eventually, regardless. If this is the key, we don't escape too deeply. We know that we have the power inside of us to get through this. We are here for a reason. And tomorrow or the next hour, the next moment, things can shift for us and we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. This is the reminder. This is the big, big message that's coming up for me right now is don't bury yourself. Don't bury yourself. Feel it all. Process it all. Don't take drugs. Don't escape too deeply. Really sit in those feelings. I've been doing a lot of sitting in my feelings and it's uncomfortable, but it also makes me process it through and release it. Process it through and release it. Let the energy come through and get out instead of burying it deeper and deeper and deeper where it never has a chance to get out. Woo-wee. Yeah, I go deep. And I have the tools to do that work myself and with coaches and friends that help me when I need extra help. So, message of the day, listen to your heart and soul, tap in, get off social media, go in and get the help you need when you need it. All right, well, that's today's coffee talk. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time, where I talk about what's alive for me in hopes that what I'm feeling might be helpful to you in some way. Have a great day. I'm sending you so much love.